Greetings, beloved family. We are so joyful. How about that Bernie, *, what a beloved family member brother indeed he is. And you heard it here, he is from the planet of love, and no wonder. He is such a man of the people and he has been known as such all his life. He is a man of compassion and a man of great intellect, but it is always with the compassionate perspective that he speaks and expresses his wisdom. He does not place himself up on some kind of a pedestal. You know he loves people so much, and he wants so much to do everything that he can for them, and yes, we're with him. You can count on that. Does he * know us? Well, of course, he does. He is Kumara. He is family. He comes from the planet of love. Is that surprising? No. You have only to see him, to listen to him, or even to read something that he has in store on his, you call it his agenda, or his platform. That is such an interesting word, is it not? He stands on it and there is no way he is going to fall through, topple off, or in any way not be able to remain in the truth of what he has brought forth, because he has the answers. And it will be no surprise to you, I am sure, but I will state it anyway for the record here. His answers are based in his full and complete knowledge of the NESARA law. That's right. And he is most anxious to get it into activation, which will happen as soon as it is announced. Now, I'm going to tell you a little something else. There are many aspects of the world's lifestyles, which are already changed according to the NESARA law. I encourage you to go and read the points. You can do so on my website, if you choose. You can do it on the website of the masters who have spoken, beloveds Tara and Rama. It is a most enlightening reading experience, I shall say. I know you like the word read and I do love your slang, but I shall say reading experience. When you read it, start at the top with an open heart. This is divine, this is not just intellectual wisdom. This is not just, well, let's look at all of the mistakes that we've made in the past, or let's look at all of the problems. This is divinely inspired. It is absolutely encoded upon the higher dimensional energies of love and all that love engenders, including peace. It is a document that is for planet Earth and beyond. It is what you might call a model. All of planet Earth is a model for all of the emerging planets which are emerging into their own evolving, these civilizations out here in the galaxy and the universe beyond. I have an opportunity to observe them from my vantage point on the bridge of the New Jerusalem, and I can tell you that they number in the very high numbers, we'll say millions, just to make it easier to comprehend. They're on the threshold of evolving into higher dimensional reality, because that's where reality is. 3D is just a holographic hologram. And you've all done a fabulous job of living in it, because you've been playing roles, you know. You've been allowing illusions that have been third-dimensional creations to, in some way or other, let us just say, govern your lives. And now it's time for divine government. Governance is what I meant to say, that comes from the higher realms of love light. It's all about love. It's all about returning, beloved family. It's all about returning to the lifestyles that are of who you really are. And, we're going to have some wonderful times. We already are, because you are multidimensional and you already exist in these higher dimensions that we keep telling you about. It's the connections, it's making those connections and understanding that you are a multidimensional being and that it is returning ultimately to your full connection or communion with your light beingness. But in the meantime, we're going to have some fun along the way, because we've got the golden age and it's already here. Live it and you are in it. Now it's not always easy to do. We understand that when you are bombarded with headlines, if you happen to catch a little bit of some of the more excessive comments that are being made by people like Donald Trump and the Paul family members and the others, Rubio, Cruz, Fiorina, and so on and so on. And a lot of the candidates for the offices below that of the president are echoing these same kinds of vitriolic and hateful kinds of remarks. Well, they're really into 3D, aren't they? They don't want to give up their third-dimensional lifestyles. It suits them just fine, because that's where they are comfortable. But when they open just a little bit, just a tiny bit, when you send them a blast of love light, and I say blast, there is nothing wrong with that, we're not talking about bombs here, we're talking about waves, or even beams, and when you do that, when they find it possible to just open their hearts a wee bit, they start realizing that their lives have been played on a stage. All the world's a stage. You remember that one? Yes, that was attributed to one William Shakespeare, but we all know about that, don't we? For some reason, it was a true intellectual, a wise and loving being who brought forth much of the work which has been attributed to him, but it matters not in the greater scheme of things because all of these truths are readily available. You just have to access them if you really want to. Think about this. There is going to be a huge educational process for everyone who doesn't know anything about any of this. But as people evolve, they're going to be able to access their own information more and more. And there will not be quite the need of these electronic processes, because when one person, well, you've heard the 100th monkey stories, when one person gets it and then another, and by the time 100 people know it, it's known. Well, that's an oversimplification in regard to humanity because, after all, you're not monkeys, at least, not anymore. However, I am saying that as a fun kind of a comment, don't anybody take that literally. You all have star seeds in you, you know, mixed with the human. Yes, and you'll be finding out more about that from your own knowing. As you raise your vibrations, you can have council meetings, as Sananda calls them when he teaches his healing hands of love light. You can have council meetings with your light beings, your higher dimensional selves. And, of course, your consciousness and your starseed families. How about that? And don't be surprised if you're not a pure Pleiadian, or a pure Arcturian, because it's just like planet Earth, you know. Planet Earth is a melting pot, not just the United States of America, it is all over the world. Well, humanity is a grand melting pot for many, many beings who have come here from various planets and stars. And, yes, star beings have been visiting planet Earth for eons of time. And you know how things just kind of get mixed up or get mingled. So access the light within and you'll be getting all of the higher dimensional connections, communications, and communions that you are wanting to have and more, because there are always delightful surprises in everyone's energy fields. There are many, many memories available to you of past and future. Absolutely. You know, it's all when you come up into the higher realms, it's all one moment anyway. And so you will be able to take a look at your past and your future, if you so desire. And you have free will, and thanks to I love that name, the Four Musketeers and others, and I'm part of that group, of course your free will, let's just say, has been greatly restored to you. So, you have free will. If you see something on what you call your future timeline and you want to change it, you can do that. And if you want to clear something out of your past, you can do that, too. You know, there's a thing called karma. Now, karma's real. It is real. It has been very real. And it is possible to still be being weighed down by karmic baggage, like you know the image, think of the ball and chain. But it is not necessary. The energies that are coming in are high vibrational love, and you can use them along with many other tools to clear the karma. What do you have to do it? You have to be ready to let go of it. And for many people there are memories of past or future. This voice is a great one for creating future karmic baggage or experiences. I shall not go into it any further, but there are many, many tools for clearing that. And the love light, which is streaming in, absolutely pouring in, is such a high vibrational energy, that it's all love and you can use that. Just open up. Give permission for it to come in and it's yours, because it's all there for you in infinite quantities anyway. I'm not telling you anything that you haven't heard before. I am emphasizing the importance of preparing yourselves to fully enter the golden age. You can't bring that ball and chain with you and get very far along that path. So if there is anything that remains anywhere within you, now is the moment. You have this saying, it's called Carpe Diem, seize the day. Well, I am going to say, seize the moment in every moment. What does this mean? Yes, I know I enjoy your language so much and I like to use it, but what it means in simple terms is be aware. Not only that, but set your course. You're the commanders, you know. You're sitting in the captain's chairs of your own ships, which is you, your Merkabahs, or your energy fields, so set your course before you enter into a meditation or a sleep time. And then if you catch yourself drifting back into the we'll just say the third-dimensional attitudes or thought processes or whatever, wake yourself up and out of it and say, wait a minute. I'm in charge. I'm the captain of my own ship and I choose to bring in the love light and clear it out. The more you do this, the more you are going to, first of all, have the habit of doing it anyway, so the less you're going to even have to give it any conscious thought, and when I say have to, that's a rather strong wording. I'll just say the less you will need to catch yourself in the act, so to speak, and the more it will be that you have reprogrammed yourselves. You know, not all programming is a dark thing for you humans. How about that? How about reprogramming your beings so that the love light pours in continuously and just automatically clears out anything that might even be drifting around the horizon, that might want to come into your energy fields? You can do that. You all have the ability to do that. Now, if you want to interpret this all to mean, well, it's about the 11th hour and the golden age is about to dawn, I'll leave that to you. My policy, as you know, is no dates, and I stand firm on that. So don't ask because I can't give you one. There's nothing in the way of a date. It's all happening in the now, but there is a sequential order which must be followed. And so until the sequential order has reached the exact moment for NESARA's announcement, there is no date for it. We tried that once. You all know that ended in 9 to 11. That was the reason for doing 9 to 11, because you see, the Dark Hats were so afraid of the changes that NESARA would bring that they pulled out all the stops on that day. So we aren't going to do that again. We aren't going to have another 9 to 11. So I'm telling you right now, from my heart to yours, there are no dates that we can give you. But if you want to interpret my remarks in this gathering as, shall we say, giving notice that we're very close, I leave that to you. You have freedom of choice and you can do so if you choose. I will simply conclude by telling you all how very wonderfully special it is to be here with you in the closeness, in even the oneness of our togetherness. And I tell you all, you are welcome on the bridge of the New Jerusalem at any time that you choose to come. We here greet you with love and special honoring because you are the ones I call the beamers, the beacons, the love lights, leading the way and bringing with you all of planet Earth. So thank you, beloved ones, for your patience, for staying the course, and for moving even farther along your chosen paths, in partnership with the Ashtar Command and all of those of us who come to be here with you. We have a grand mission and we are almost to the point of saying that we have, for the first part, mission accomplished. And so it is. Salah.